Methods are similar to functions. I remember functions, public function, this, and this. So public is the keyword and the function is the function keyword. We declare them with the fn keyword and a name. They can have parameters and return a value. And they contain some code that run when the method is called from somewhere else. Unlike functions, methods are defined within the context of a struct or an enumerator. I'm going to talk about enumerator in the future, which we'll cover in chapters, just like I said. And the first parameter is always self, which represents the instance of the struct method being called on. So for example, we create a struct called rectangle, which has the width and the height, and it's a signed variable. We don't expect the width and the height to have negative values. And the method is showed by this implement rectangle. So every struct that has this will have this function automatically. So this is interesting. So we'll create here. So this is just a commit message. It's used to keep track of your progress. So like here I can say struct. I can say struct initialization. Then you add this plus to stage everything. Then you commit the staged ones, and then you synchronize it to GitHub. And for this, we'll create a new file. We call it methods.rs. And methods are different. Methods are different from structs, from functions. For functions, we use fn keyword. But for this, you can go with the example for the triangle. So you can say rectangle. Struct, you can say rectangle, which will hold the width, which is a U32 data type, and the length, which is a U32 data type. If you can remember, if you want this hashtag derived debug is when you want to print the entire struct, you must use this hashtag derived debug. I don't know why. I don't know its meaning. We can search here. What does hashtag derived debug mean and do in Rust? Then there's a good AI here. I think it's for Google. In Rust, the hashtag derived debug is an attribute that tells the compiler automatically generate a default implementation of the debug trait using data types. By default, Rust does not allow you to print a custom or these are modified created structs or any into the console. Applying this attribute tells the compiler to generate a code needed to format your type into a programmer-facing readable string. And how to use it? You just use it like this, and then it allows you to print. We can try in our own example. You say hashtag allow derived debug. So this basically means that Rust to convert our type to a form that can be used or is readable or as a string. So I want to go back here. This is how you print a derived debug. Use 2 colon and a question mark, and this is a standard debug format for using this, and this is a pretty printed format using, you add a hashtag just a minute. I've never tried this one, but I always use this one, so you can try it. Anyway, back to our methods, we cover implement, and then you say rectangle, our struct, then you create the area, then you return the U32. So this basically means that every instances of this will have this function by automatically. Now these are the methods. No, it's capital D. Didn't know about that. So create a function called calculate area. In this function, we want it to take the width, which is a U32, and the length, which is a U32. And from what we have learned, let rectangle 1 will be rectangle, and then we pass in the width and then the length, and we cover it. So there's not supposed to be any error, and you can also specialize that this is our custom data type. And once we have this, we want to create an area, so we can say print line, yeah, that, which is good. So we in the future we might also not need these functions, and we don't want it to create a lot of warning. So we say hashtag allow bed code, then you save it. We want to import this function to our main file, so we come to our main file. Maybe we can keep this one for the meantime. We say day 7, then structures. No, I haven't initialized the methods.rs in our mod. So we say public mod methods. You save this file, and now when I call it, it should be available. Day 7 methods, and then we call our function, and we call it, and I expect it to be visible here. Now there's one error: could not compile hello world due to 2 previous warnings. The length, there is no variable called length. So this is a typing error. Sorry. That's the advantage of having AI nowadays. It can write all the length for you, and it's supposed to be gone, this error. Still it's not there. There's a column this which is needed. It said 2. The area of a rectangle is 50 after I passed in 5 and 10. So that's basically methods, implementing methods. So we've talked about the methods. I don't think there's anything. This is the output format. Before we go on from there, in this function calculate area, we want the output to be nothing. We can return the U32. We can say the data to be returned is a U32. Now this is the output. So we can come here, and then we return rectangle 1.area. We call our method. Then we save. So this function will be returned, and here we say area is equals to that one, which is the let area. That's the advantage of AI again. So we can say print line area just like above is just like above. We can save this file, and because it's Rust, it's very strict with the output.